I've picked up a few tips and tricks from having a YouTube channel for almost a year, and now it's time for me to share them with you. Let's start with the basics. Of course, you're going to need a camera, and most likely you have a smartphone, so you can always use a camera that comes with it. Here I have an iPhone 5S, and what's great about using your phone as a camera is that you pretty much always have it with you, so you can always capture every exciting moment. There are some drawbacks though. The video can be a bit unstable, and digital zoom isn't the greatest on smartphones, but it's a great starting point. If you want to shoot like a pro, you can use a DSLR. These fancy cameras give amazing video quality, and you have the option of adding neat accessories like various lenses and filters, external microphones, and lighting. I really like the ones that have the LCD screens that you can flip out so you can see yourself while you're filming and make sure you're always in frame. DSLRs can cost anywhere from about $400 to $1,500 to even more than that, so it could be a bit cost prohibitive if you're just starting out. There is an alternative, and that is a compact point-and-shoot camera, and that's what I use for my videos. Here is my Canon PowerShot ELPH 330HS, and I got this about a year and a half ago, and it's a very common camera amongst YouTubers, especially vloggers. And there's a new model out, the ELPH 340, and you can get that on Amazon or Best Buy for about $170. So now that you have something to shoot your videos with, you'll need an editor. If you have a PC like me, you'll have Windows Movie Maker on your computer, and you can do basic editing with this. You can add animations, visual effects, and transitions. I actually don't use Movie Maker, instead I use PowerDirector 12. It's much more in-depth than Movie Maker. You can do neat things to the videos like add blurring, speed up clips, crop video size, all sorts of different things. I'm sure I only scratched the surface of its capabilities. And I actually learned how to use PowerDirector from watching YouTube tutorials. So there are several out there, and you can learn basically every feature by just searching on YouTube. Image editing is just as important as video. I use Photoshop for every one of my videos. In this one alone, I've used it about 10 times. I used it in the intro, I used images throughout the video, in my end slate, and also for my thumbnail. And again, I learned how to use Photoshop just by watching YouTube videos, so you can do that too. I use my JOBY GORILLAPOD pretty much every time I shoot a video. It's a mini tripod that you screw into the bottom of your camera, and the legs are flexible so you can wrap them around virtually anything, and the neck also bends too, so you really get to play around with the positioning of the camera. And using this GORILLAPOD will take out so much hassle when you're shooting, and they make them for point and shoots like this, DSLRs, and also smartphones. I cannot make any of my videos without my lights. If you don't get much natural light at home, or if you tend to shoot at nighttime, investing in lighting is a very smart decision. And what I have here are called soft boxes. I got these off of Amazon, and behind all the fabric are 4 very bright light bulbs. You can adjust the brightness as you need it. And so these lights illuminate whatever object you're shooting, of course, but they also reduce the noise, the visual noise I'm talking about. Without the light, your videos can look very grainy, and that is not a good look. Alternatives to this are umbrella lights or diva rings, and you can even design your own lighting if you know how to run wires safely. Sometimes you might need a tripod, or at least a suitable substitute. I actually don't have a traditional tripod. I just have that JOBY GORILLAPOD that I mentioned earlier. And most times I just rest it on whatever countertop I'm working on, or I might perch it on top of some old computer games. But sometimes I need more height than that, and that's when I get resourceful. I've wrapped my GORILLAPOD around the handle of my shopping cart. I've also attached it to my ladder. So just use whatever's clever, get creative, find stuff around your house and work with it. Your camera obviously comes with a built-in microphone, but sometimes you might realize after you're done shooting that the audio is a bit muffled and you can't hear voices very clearly. At that point, you might need to do some voiceover work, or if you're like me, you just like to do all your voice recording separate from the video. I use the voice memo app on my phone, so I record my voice stuff there, and then I email it to myself and then add it to the video. And I like doing it this way because I've noticed that when I talk directly to the camera while doing DIY videos in particular, I ramble on and on for much longer than I need to. So recording my voice separately helps keep me more concise. An easy way to change things up in your shoot is to add a backdrop to spice things up. I like to use fabric as a backdrop. And what's nice about using fabric as opposed to a paper backdrop is that you don't need to worry about being gentle with it. You can get as many creases in it as you want to because it's no big deal just to iron it out. I always have a random piece of fabric lurking around my house, and this is actually upholstery fabric, and before it was a backdrop, it was covering one of my chairs. And so what I do is I tape regular paper to the wall first using painter's tape because it's nice and gentle on the walls in my paint job. And then I tape the fabric to the paper using packing tape. And that's how my backdrop is born. If it looks familiar, it's because I use this in my 25 Things About Me video. I'll post a link to it so you can check it out. And that's my 2 cents, guys. I hope you got something out of this. Perhaps now you're inspired to start making your own videos. So check out the description box for some links that could help you in your creative process. And don't forget to subscribe to I See Melanie. See you next time.